Hi guys, it's J.R. Kelly here. Hi guys, it's Jeffrey Roger Kelly Horsemanship Channel. Welcome all YouTubers. And I guess I should introduce myself. I started riding horses at the racetrack when I was about 17 years old. Before that, I hot walked horses, thoroughbred race horses, and I groomed them. And I started galloping, and I was galloping after the second year. I guess I was galloping anywhere from 5 horses to 25 horses. The most I ever galloped in my life in one day was 33. That was way too much. And drove about 75 miles to do that. So after that, I kept galloping, starting young horses, and I think the most I ever started in one year was, I'll say, was 21, 22. And all thoroughbreds. So then what happened was I was interested in doing horse dentistry, so I started doing horse dentistry. And this was all, when I started doing this, it was all in Winnipeg, Manitoba, at Assiniboia Downs racetrack. So then I went from there, and I learned a lot about horses' teeth, and lots of people helped me learn more about teeth. And then I took a course back in 1988 on dentistry. A lot of people were showing me things about horses' teeth, about riding them, gallop them, and I'm gonna share my knowledge with you because I think it's important, because somebody shared their knowledge with me to help me to get where I am today. So what I did then was I was still galloping, and I was still starting colts and all that other stuff. And I got a job on the starting gate, and I worked there for half a year, something like that, not very long. And I decided to leave Manitoba and come out to Alberta, where I am now. I was here for 2 years. I worked on the starting gate, galloped horses, ponied a few horses to the gate. I outrode periodically in Winnipeg, and then later on I ended up leaving Alberta because they weren't letting me do teeth on the racetrack, so I left Alberta. And that's why I left. One of the biggest reasons why I left. And I left Winnipeg because I was just that type of person. I want to go places, right? So every fall, when I was in Winnipeg, I'd either go to Toronto, Ontario, at Woodbine or at Greenwood, or I'd come out here to Calgary, to the Calgary exhibition, Stampede Park. So then I moved out here for a couple years, and I was working here in Calgary and in Edmonton, working on the gate, galloping horses, owned a tack shop for a little while. Then I decided I had an offer to move out to BC and live with somebody. So thank goodness they gave me the opportunity, and thank goodness I was smart enough to take it. It was one of the best things I ever did in my life. So when I got to BC, I was British Columbia. I was in 1994. So I ended up out riding, working on the gate, doing a few horses' teeth, not very many, because I was living with my oldest brother. That's who helped me out a lot, and he wanted me to go and get some more education. So I took a bunch of personal development courses, and some other courses that he had taken and some other people had taken. They thought it would be good for me, so that's how I proceeded. I stayed. I'll back up a little bit. I left Winnipeg in 1992 for good. And then I was here for 2 years. And then I was out in BC. And, you know, like I said, I worked on the gate, out road, galloped horses, did horses' teeth a little bit the first year. And I think it was the third or fourth year I was doing, I hurt my back galloping, and a horse fell with me and I hurt my back again. So I was laid up for a while. And I decided to kind of quit galloping horses because it was really hard on me. And I was struggling with my weight, which I hardly ever struggled with in my life. I was getting too heavy, and I wasn't flexible anymore. And that's because I hurt my back. So then I went out riding full-time and doing horse dentistry full-time and hauling some horses and doing different things like that and working on the gate. So I learned a lot about all those things. So I'm willing to share that with everybody. I was out in BC for, I think it was, I'm going to say 12 years, 13 years, something like that. And I got to hang out with quarter horse trainers and watch them and ask them questions. And I got starting other breeds of horses. I started some Connemara's, I started some quarter horses, I restarted some horses, quarter horses, bought a few horses and fixed them up. And then when I moved back here to Alberta, I rode some horses for some people and still did dentistry. And then I decided to leave the racetrack for a while, and I haven't been back since. So that's been 12 years, I guess, 13 years since I left the racetrack. Yeah, and it's been good. It was a good thing. The best was living out in BC, and living in Manitoba was really good too. I learned a lot from people in Manitoba and all the trainers. I'm very grateful for everybody that helped me along the way and showed me things and let me experiment. And I'm a very touchy-feely, sensitive type of person in a lot of ways. Yeah, so, and I'll leave it at that.